O ia mai la pai yone o mai ko Maui Jury a ka mai kau ka makuoloa e kula ka maho. Io mai ko Lahaina no ka aina li he aina nani ana lawa ki pahulu. Ia mai ki he ko me heo e ke ala li I ulu vehi ke ki hai ke oni hulani no kana ha. Ia kai o kana loa ke ola kukila kila kau I ka hano hale wale ke ama lama ka maha no ka halawai me ho iau. No Maui Jury a ka make ka maloha aina hoai ka lamakua ho malama. Malama ia ka ike kupuna ka pōkua ela ke au koa ke ka naka kali kukui. Eo e koe no e nakua kau I ka meheo nā kupuna ma ama ke kukui uloa e ka ike o loko ulo mai he mai kahipai o Maui Jury ka hea hoki mai o kai. E o hawa I pai aina e o pa ai ka wa ai ke ala kupuna pana he nahe mai la kamakani te kai mali e. Moani mai ke ala o na ka lei aloa he lei aloa ia aloa e. Aloha mai kako. O kau kia o kapu koi no na kaula mai o ia mai Lahaina mai. E maala no kako na pula na leu. E na kupuna no ke ia wahi no ka pai aino o koha pai. Aloha mai. I don't know if we'll begin, but maybe I just share a little bit of the ordeals in the beginning, because I know that's what we all face as Kanaka is frustrations in our pathetic lives that we are forced to live here on this aina, beloved homes, and know that there's a greater trust out there that our kupuna has left something behind for us that is our fiduciary duties, our responsibilities to us and only us. And the reason why I say that is because I've been through the trials and tribulations of getting to this point. And there's a lot of people that I need to thank for helping me stay the course, basically. And there's one of them that's my mother, my oldest sister, Iolani like Kālai. And also, one of the kiai that also stood by my side is my mother, Kapu. Again, all my ohana over here, everybody stand up, my sister Pauline. And couldn't fit everybody on the plane, so actually they live here. And I guess that's what it takes, is to understand the route that we need to go, we need to understand the system. And if we don't have that perseverance to continue and go forward, like for me it's been, you know, the news talk about 15 years, but for me it's been over 20. Originally when I answered to the complaint that came from Makila Land Company was back in 1999 when we actually acquired the property through a warranty title deed. So that was always my question, was a warranty title deed from the beginning when I got started in the litigation. So when I got started that long ago, it was trying to figure out what is basically a warranty title deed. Because I knew that the color of title is not title. And going on for so many years, getting bombarded with so many issues, there's another person that is in Akua's hands right now. His name is Richard McCarty. That was my original first attorney from the beginning that helped me understand the process of what we needed to do. So he's gone. He died in December 2015. December 28, 2015. And he's Malahini. He's from the mainland, blood. And when I originally met him, we was dealing with some other issues, so he came up to me one day and he said, I want to help you with your case. And I kind of looked at him and said, are you crazy? Because there's actually, you know, to the will of God, no matter how many times our people ask for some kind of help or some kind of support, we find ourselves bombarded by more questions and more questions, to the point as to where a lot of them give up, which always leaves us still empty. So, out of all these years of litigation, all I can say to all that is here, cannot give up. You gotta go for it. No matter what it takes, no matter how much energy that you exalt, find it in yourself that Akua is there for you in times of need and in times of trouble. He will always be there. And we should know, because it's not over for us. We have other cases. But this one was an eye-opener, not just for my family. It was a relief for us at the same time. But small kind of relief, because we get bigger battles that we have to attend to. And, you know, I kind of pondered for the past 2 days. I came in on Friday, and I came in for a conference, the Moku Council, and I'm the island poet for the island of Maui. At the Kiole, not the Moku Advisory Committee, but my Kuleana is to help our Mokus understand the process on how we can go forward in order to better our land as well as our ocean environment by intermingling traditional resource management into our contemporary pathetic laws that are made through legislation. So, coming back home to Oahu, because I've lived there for a long time, always gives me a different point of view every time. I have a tendency of doing that every time I talk to the lights go off. But always coming to Oahu, always reminding me, especially being in this building, especially being on this quiet aina, in this ground. So this is where my Ike came from. This is where my knowledge came from. And knowing that there is a greater responsibility. Somebody else driving the car. I just don't know. And I really believe that that it started way before. And I also believe that all our kupunas made an agreement 500 years ago that we would build this building today. Well, welcome back. And in the hopes that we can really start building that aha together. And it's a simple process. Because what I've learned through my years of litigation is the enemy out there, their job is to prove that you are not the person you claim to be. That's their job. It's not about whether or not they've acquired the property legally. It's not about whether or not the court would see through the rhetoric pertaining to how the properties was awarded to Kuleana, to the Mahele. Put into the Land Commission Award under a royal patent. It's not about that. It's about money, it's about land, it's about bullying this system, it's about putting other people in place of government. So everything that you see around us becomes somebody else's dream. But I refuse to allow anybody to tell me I'm not the person who I claim to be. I refuse to. So because of that, I've been persistent for a long time. So we pray, we try to find it within ourselves, then one day all of a sudden, the prayer would answer. Lance Collins, he's got to pick his brains. The guy's a genius. He came to my aid, and I'm all in, and also Bianca is up. Everybody, this is Bianca. Because times have changed. Times is changing now. People are starting to see the truth. People are starting to see this fooling in the system. Although some of us, like my father used to tell me a lot of times, he said, why you like wake up the past? Why you like wake up the dead? Why you do all these kinds of rituals and all these kinds of things? And I pondered on that a long time. Then all of a sudden my dad woke up. And he said, we gotta go home before it's too late. So my father had this moya, and he said that getting this dream of this wageni staring out of this window. She never had face, but she was wearing a white. So my father started getting this dream constantly all the time, and he used to call us. And I was living in Anakuli at that time. So, you're living in another country, and all of a sudden you're driving. So then you get to a white power and you see all the lights and you say, I went home. But it was consistent all the time. Dad said, we gotta go home, we gotta go home. He said, getting these consistent dreams that's coming to him. And me, I'm the opposite mystical one, and I say, you must be drinking too much, Dad. So one day he said, we had a dream. We had a dream of Moya, and he said that in the Moya was Iolani, Nani, and myself. Needed to go back to Kauaula Valley. And this happened a long time ago. So my dad took us in this walk-in, and we had to walk, lying on the school, all the way up into the Kuleinis. You know what the hell is? We had to walk all the way up there. And I remember that time good because walking, and my brother is carrying one basket, and my sister is carrying her bag, and my father is way in front of us. And I look at this and I say, heart attack, you. Then finally we got to certain areas and he said, this is where the two men stood. Then we went across the hill and we went to another area and he said, this is where all the two men stood. Then we went into the Kulaivis of the valley and he said, this is where the two wahini went in, all your ohana is in here, and this is all the burial. And right there, when he said, this where all your kupunas are. That's when I made the community. I won't fight for it. So, not realizing, my dad said he was looking for this marker. And we stayed up there for like hours, yeah. Hours on end. And he got frustrated, said, you know what, maybe not climbing, forget it. But then I told my father, you know what, Dad, let me go look up this side over here. So I went and couldn't believe what I saw, but there was this holly with one pohaku and it was draped in one white key. So now, after Mr. Ohana say, eating my words, I say, oh, dang, this moya is coming true. Then I just been trouble. And my father just came in and said, there you stay. I never ever underestimated my dad ever again. And it made me even more persistent on what I needed to do. Not just mana pohaku, but the pohaku, yeah, was the start of understanding my true Kuleana. In understanding that Kauaula Valley has over 2,000 barrels, that was my main priority. So I held the place down. They came out, I locked the gate, and the police officers came up and I told them, you guys are in jurisdiction, this is Kuleana Lands, and one of the officers was interested. He said, oh, we just came up here because we like how big the, what was it? The Ilima flowers grow. Then they turn around and they told the landowner, this is a civil case, you need to file it. So from that time on, litigation after litigation after litigation. They did whatever they could to tie my hands, filing adverse possession, not adverse possession, filing PROs, preliminary injunctions, to try to criminalize me. For the past years, one case after the next, just attacking me personally, trying to bring me down. So what I did was every case that Makila Land Company filed in a white title, I answered. I had over, gee, I don't know how many cases, a lot, yeah. Every time I saw something in a newspaper, it wasn't necessarily for the valley, but any place else, I was there at court. Every time I see one notice in a newspaper, I went. I tried to find families who belong to this Kuleana for them to step up. Because at that time I was the only one fighting the issue. Trying to find ohana that would be willing to take on that responsibility, that maybe we can buoy up and start building the forces. That never came. But I still persisted, went to court, and answered to this because I understood the color of title that, you know, if you don't show up for court, judgment to the plaintiff, done deal, you cut up the properties, you file quick claims, you subdivide the lands, sell them to somebody else, and you go to title guarantee, right? For the warranty title. So understanding that all these things that are occurring, and also, you know, funny, I went home for Growth Darrow. I found myself studying the real estate handbook. Yeah? Anybody ever read the real estate handbook? Be honest. Anybody? No? One guy. You gotta read them. But the first thing they teach, if you get into real estate, is the mahele. It's the first thing you can see on the first few pages to understand title. when they transfer title to another person, the warranty title, yeah, we put insurance on, title insurance. On the docket, when they sell the property over, this in small print is written in Latin. And in Latin it says, yeah, buyer beware. It's the truth. So they're informing the real estate agents that, oh yeah, you can do this. Maybe you get title insurance or you charge for title insurance. But what are they assuring? For the buyers to go inside and start purchasing properties, knowing that your title is a made-up paper title, but the sole allodial title still holds weight. It's a cover-up. It's like our kingdom laws. Our kingdom laws are still alive, but our Hawaii revised statute laws are placed on our kingdom laws. So the judge is not going here, they're only going to operate here. And the fictitious, blind assumption of law. Back in 2006, this very case went to the Court of Appeals. And in the Court of Appeals was interesting because the three judges in the case said that Judge Shackley Raffaello notoriously granted summary judgment to Makila Land Co., whereas the appellate court's remand decision to get on Kapu. All because they didn't take it to the original. So in my case in the Court of Appeals in 2006, in that transcript they mentioned the Privy Council of 1850. So they had to go that far back, yeah, to see how title is transferred through interstate succession to get to today. So I had standings, yeah, and they said, okay, remand to eaumoku Kapu, but it had to go back to Second Circuit Court for final summary judgment. That was in 2006 when that came out of the ICA, Intermediate Court of Appeals. This company never went back to the Second Circuit Court. It took 9 years because my property was like bombs going off all over the place. Because the ICA made a determination, remanded the decision to me, so all these big bombs is going on. Quiet title here, quiet title there, quiet title here, quiet title there. What they were trying to do is they were trying to discredit me, yeah? And all these adjoining properties because every time they file on quiet title, I was there. So they tried to discriminate me because of my bloodline. Tried to genocide my bloodline to say that, okay, you may have won this one, but you're going to lose this one, and you're going to lose this one, and we're going to download all these things to show an adverse effect, to say that now we can go for you on this one. So they took them 9 years to arbitrarily challenge me on other properties so they can use that. Yeah? And finally, when they made a determination of the property that I live on now, to the most evilest judge on Maui, I don't like to mention her name, might discredit me because I got a little runner right here. Gave them summary judgment. But it took them 9 years. Yeah? And when they came out, so my attorney died. I was giving up hope. I was ready for lockdown. I was ready to get what's a good word, honey? Postal. Literally. My whole life depended on it because I have 12 grandchildren and they all live up in the valley. I have all my kids, my father, my brother-in-law, and that was as much I wanted to take it. So it's not only me that's been doing all this ruckus. I'm the man in my family. I wear a belt. But my wife over there. She, I wear the pants, my wife did the belt. It's my wife, Iolani talking. Kailua girl. Hung around a lot of Waimanalo people.
I learned how to chicken fight.
But because of all these things, all these ordeals that basically went on, all the information, I tell you, once my attorney passed, then the wife just came over with all the work that he done, 30-something boxes of pala. All of a sudden came to me. And I didn't have a clue where I was going to go from there. So thanks to my legal team, Bianca.
Yeah, Bianca.
And they really put things into a better perspective, which made me understand and which made me feel that, you know, out of all these years, I am doing what I am supposed to do. I've got to stay persistent. I've got to stay the course. I've got to do this and I've got to do that. And it's not only the people that's also been with me, but a lot of people that also give me encouragement to stay the course. Like Auntie Don Austin, right? Her husband came up to our aina when we were just, let me build our house here. Oh, we built our house here. And Uncle Harry had to teach us how to use the weed eater. Not with string, but with one blade. But there's a lot of people that I gotta thank that got me this far to remind me that I cannot give up. And I didn't. But it's not over yet. I get bigger battles that I'm still fighting. And I would say it's spiritual battles. This is spiritual battles. Because from day one, it's kind of interesting that every time I slept, I got up, I knew exactly what to do. Every time I woke up, Kupuna said, I had this dream one time, and this Kupuna was telling me about pohaku. He said, white pohaku, red pohaku, it's the alai, yeah, it's the ala. Then I woke up, and I told my dad, we got to go down on the bottom of the hill. I told my father, what is this place? And they said, you used to have a hail. And then, at that time, Nowemapa was developing already. They was building luxury homes all over the west side. So we went to this one area, I seen this platform full of rocks, and had this one pohaku, and there was kiki pohaku, one petrically for one Kana. So I told my father about my moe dream that I had, and he said, that's the Kana that came to you in your dreams. So the first thing I did was I went to the Borough Council. Then I got appointed for the Cultural Resources Commission. Then I got into the Borough Council. I served as the Borough Council 4 years as the chair. Then after that, I got appointed to the Native Hawaiian Historic Preservation Council. I sat on so many commissions because I knew that I needed to understand Section 6E, HAR 13300, the county's 343 that's based on culture, tradition, and that the county and the state has those laws that's supposed to protect our interests. Then I also sat on the West Pacific Regional Fisheries Management Council. That's a federal commission. I sat on that for 7 years. Because in there it talks about the Magnuson-Stevens Act about Native Hawaiians' rights, or Native rights. So I embedded myself in understanding about this law and that law. You know, everybody talk Article 12, Section 7 of the Hawaii State Constitution. 20 years ago, you used to tell me that, I'd be like, what? 20 years today, I can tell you exactly the derivative of the law and what the law is meant for. Then you get HRS 7-1, 1-1. 7-1 talks about that we have the rights to gather, we have the rights to go to these places together. 1-1 is that the state enforcement agencies has supposed to protect our rights, that our rights are not going to be infringed upon. So knowing that I'm going up this road, at the same time dealing with all these delicate issues in the valley, that gave me strength to understand that the state and the county is not here for us. That we got to start understanding these laws, and we got to start pushing it into their faces and say, you guys have that fiduciary duty to protect our rights, and you're not doing nothing about it. I got into understanding a lot of the burial laws as well. So when I sat on the Native Hawaiian Historic Preservation Council, I already had 6 years of understanding what burials is all about. And if I was here on this island at that time as the burial council, I wouldn't have allowed that to happen across the street. I wouldn't let any of these things happen across the street. And, you know, like for us on Maui, the issue for sand extractions, that's been heavy for us, so mahalo again to be on Makila Land. So fighting that case on the Iolani sands, yeah, to not bring the issue to the forefront, but to push the state and county agencies to stop doing their job, because they're not. When they start moving iwi kupuna out, they start genociding all of us. Because you best believe that if you get kupuna on Maui, they came from Maui land, kakanilua. If you had kupuna from Big Island, that's where they went buried, yeah, hold of. It's your battle. But that's the reality. The DNA is within all of us. And it's within the home. Even those across the street, they're still waiting. They're still in one box. Nobody answering today. So I'm sharing this because in order to understand the position that I was placed in by battling this issue after issue after issue when it comes to the protection of our rights to our land, I have to go around and understand the whole gist of what can help us out by understanding the laws that were set out for us. Now I understand it so much, I'm to the point as to where we gotta help ourselves. Nobody can be there for help us. We gotta help ourselves. And with the help of talented ones like Bianca and Lance, and the endurance and the perseverance that they have of understanding these things, understanding the laws, but we also got to pick up the book and we also got to start understanding where we fit in this society. What does the state is mandated to do to protect our interests is going to come out. And once you understand those things, then the next day will be a bigger and brighter day. Because you can start understanding you have the right to go here, you have the right to go there. Long time ago, before when I used to go to Kain volcano or I would go to these other places, yeah, I paid the $5. Then all of a sudden they say, hey, cultural purpose, you don't need pay. Oh, I love going to volcano now. Testing the will of people who think we're ignorant. So when I say, well, I have the right to be here in the national parks, why? He says, well, all you have to say is cultural purpose. Why then you should put a big sign over it. So our next generation know, yeah, that what you guys are creating, yeah, is genocide. You're not allowing us the right to do what we want to do. This is our place. why all of a sudden we gotta be subjected to somebody else's rules? We enjoy the bountifulness that was placed here for us from our people. So, that's the non-legal side of my journey. And hopefully Bianca can share with you the horrendous side that's yet to come. There's victories, there's failures, there's happy times, there's sad times, but all in all, we still got a whole lot more. And I'm not done yet. I just started. So, yeah.
But Lance couldn't come. He was the main actor and all the things. He got the flu, so I'm contributing a little bit. I have been working with him on Kapu's case and Auntie Vicky's, Malama. So as far as Kapu's case now, the other side has Iolani, too many cases. Makila Land Company, they are appealing, so we're gonna have to, his case, there's also at least 2 more cases
Yeah.
that he has another attorney on, Daniel Gluck, who took that up. And that one is the one that was before the not so very Maui judge. But so, I guess the only thing I want to say about that, hopefully there's questions for me, is that like, just looking at this 20-year saga where there was like, McCarthy involved, and Lance, and Daniel, and this is not going away, and it's just been a lot of work and a lot of help from like Iolani and Iolani, because they do a lot of information about genealogies. I'm just saying it's a lot of work and it's got to be dispersed. And I think that Kapu's advice that it's got to be kind of a groundswell. Everybody's learning all these different skills, genealogies. Like Lance was talking about maybe trying at Maui College to like initiate a paralegal training, and then they could just do the genealogical work. That was like 90% of the case, was like having Kalani especially able to know his family history and testify to it. I've not have one about that. That was huge. I think great case. The legal part. So, and these land companies, they're not going away. They got a lot of money. Their attorneys just generating all kinds of stuff. So, anyway, I don't want to sound like pessimistic, but yeah, it's got to be the strategy or the tactic that needs to be, as I said, dispersed.
Mahalo.
Get some off and stir them up with it.
Stand point.
We gotta do something now. And we live streaming it. Okay. Well, we gotta do something, and I get some successes. Real simple. And in Lahaina, we have families that are doing our affidavits.
Alrighty.
But you guys understand where I'm coming from when I talk about this, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I never bring enough. I think I bring about maybe 30 as a cheat sheet. Yeah. So just come see my boss over there after this.
Rolling.
Everybody calls me Eha. I'm the owner of HawaiiKingdomNews.com online. We've been keeping up with the Kahoma case. We have the case in our new book, Kauaula Land Title, the Great Mahele from the 21st century, and we did a lot of studying, about 6 years on allodial titles, and we finally bring it up. But the problem is we fall under the state of Hawaii. And in 1887, when they took down Kalakaua, he also took down the allodial title. Because under Article 22 of the Constitution of 1864, which is the Constitution that we fall under, Kamehameha V, La Kapawaiwa, and not the illegal banner. It states in Article 22 that only the king can transfer allodial titles that was given to the chiefs because they're sovereign. Yeah? So they don't look at our sovereignty, the state of Hawaii anymore. It's all fee simple. That's how we got genocided. The Indian Act of 1850. All the fee simple guys, the rifles, they turned on all the chiefs, kicked them off the land. They said, we're not looking at allodial titles, it's all fee simple now. Okay? Dole did that in the court case of the Charles Kana and King Lulagino court case, where all Bernice Bois, Bishop, and all of them were heirs, but he didn't recognize them. He formed the illegal trust, which was the King Lunalino Trust, and made himself president. But a trustee is just a land manager.
Are you related to the Kana?
No, I'm just saying it's in our studies. Yeah, we come from A.W. Ha'alileo. But we have, the problem is you have Kuleana land, right? This is Kuleana land. So it's fee simple. It's fee simple. You got it in the Kuleana Act of 1850. It's fee simple royal patents. There were 3 different types of royal patents. Allodial, belonging to the crown and the king. Yeah, the chiefly lands that was given in the Boki Mahele of 1848 when 10,000 people were here and King Kamehameha III signed it all over. And then you have fee simple royal patents, which was given out in the Kuleana Act of 1850. Then you have the Indian Act of 1850. It had to happen. So we can't fight the state of Hawaii right now using allodial titles because they don't look at the government. We don't have a king to transfer sovereign titles, so we cannot look at allodial. Since you have a fee simple title, you can fight it because it was quite a title. And that's all the state of Hawaii looks at is fee simple titles. A lot of people over here have allodial titles. So we can't fight it until we get our government back and we get the king back. Article 22 states the Cabinet Council must immediately elect the king. Immediately, they use the word immediately, elect the king, right after they're formed again. Because only the king can transfer sovereign titles.
So what basically what I'm saying is you need to instigate a bigger problem to bring the issue to the forefront.
But
Yeah.
you putting
No,
the
you're talking
occupier
about-
on the same level as us.
You're talking about
Using their law.
Wait.
But you're talking about lands that was awarded, you know, the difference between fee simple and all that, right? I'm talking about flooding the gates.
Right.
I
But we
don't
tried
talk
that
about the kind, I
before, too,
don't
with
talk
the-
about getting into a court battle on pertaining to what would happen in 1850. I'm talking about getting everybody to assert themselves with a big wave to make a difference, because the ones that is getting ahead of this is foreigners that just moved to our lands. No matter what the state of Hawaii legislation would say, because they're not really here for us. We need to start taking action as the people of Hawaii to make somebody accountable to the wrongs that have been done in the past. And the only way we're going to do that, we got to flood the gate.
So our land is kumu, the 75 acres on top, and that we have to go past that land. So will you be there to greet us that day?
Where
On
is it?
January 7th. Kumu. Not
Kumu.
Kumu 1 and 2, no, that's coming in there second.
So is that the Kālai,
No.
Kilinahe?
See, the problem is you can get in trouble that way. We tried to take a land and we went into civil court. They didn't want to hear our claims, and they don't need to. And then the next time you go in, they arrest you for whatever they arrest you for.
TV ask permission.
Of course it's.
That's what.
But again, you know, fee simple titles are the only titles that you can actually fight for right now. Because allodial titles are sovereign. They belong to
So
the
you guys are actually fighting a bigger juggernaut because of that saloon.
But if you get 50 people in, a lot of them own allodial titles they don't know, so they don't
Judge
do.
Chang's.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
So
so-
That's the case I'm in.
by the way, you know that a lot of
That's the case I'm
Lulu's
in.
land went into a trust for, actually,
I get
the
the, I would submit the
government sold
paperwork.
some of that
The
property.
little little paperwork in that
To
one.
pay for, what is that over here in Honolulu? The old folks home?
But the trusts are illegal too, because they don't recognize the
Yeah.
heirs to the bloodline, and they have to, it's under heritage law and
Okay,
international law.
now all I can say is the maka aina, like I said, hoali kana kale popopolo. The chiefs are no longer here to govern us. The people shall ride like a great wave and cover the land. Now, if you get the Kana, they get maybe 75 acres, you figure out who the land commissioner was around there and have
And I
them
was one of them. I'm in that case.
But the state of Hawaii will drive the cases on case. They don't need to stop the development of progress on the land, and that's why it's a problem. Stop it, then.
That's why we've been fighting it for 17 years.
I know about the going, and that was my frustration. Trying to stay the cost,
Sorry.
trying to follow the rules of engagement.
Yeah, I'm in that case.
I know exactly where you're going from, and your issue is separate because what your issue talks about is you get one big land and you get many families going for one separate parcel. What I'm talking about is all the land commission awards, hundreds of those land commission awards that are secured around that 75 acres. Imagine if you got those families back.
Landlock it.
And I don't think it's gonna go that far. Because, I don't think it's gonna go that far because these guys that are challenging those families, they can pull out because they're not gonna have the money, Maybe they can handle your case. But imagine if all these other families came out and started to protect your interests.
Because all we're telling Judge Chang is this has already been adjudicated in the Hawaii Supreme Court. Why are we fighting over this?
Yeah.
Period.
Because they get the money, they get the time, they get the attorneys. So what I'm saying is we got a rupture the system. So all these investors, when you hit them that way, all these investors will say, hey, you know what? I'm taking my money, I'm out of here. Let me know when all this stuff is done. Once Paul me out, then I'll invest. That's all I say. Literally, that's all I say. But arbitrarily, that's the kind of stuff I think about. And I know it's possible. Why? Because I've seen the fruits of the labor. That if they get investors coming from Canada, from all over, they don't want to know about title. All they like to know about this big piece of land where they can build their capital. That's all they know. Now the land companies that is chopping off these titles and creating these warranty title deeds and quit claiming this and quit claiming that, they know. Because the attorneys know. The investors don't know. So, prime example of that was the Zuckerberg, right? All of a sudden, 400 something acres. You never know had families living within these areas. So the first thing they're advised to do is petition the land for sale. Get them out. You bought all 400 acres. Oh, somebody owns an interest in there. It's an undivided interest. I've been up that road too. Makila. 20 years we fight that case. All of a sudden, what is his name? Donald Sugarman that owns blue blocker sunglasses, buys a small interest, goes to court, petitions our land for sale, yeah? Then we stuck in front of the judge, and the judge says, well, I'm sorry, but we're gonna try to make sure that we get enough money to satisfy your interest. And we're like, we don't like the money, we like the land. Sorry. And we was there to petition the land for sale. But Donald Sugarman says $500,000. We're stuck already. Okay? He gets it. So I understand about that. It's the investors. They don't know what's going on. The crooks that bought these properties from Pioneer Mill, Maui Land and Pine, the sugar companies of yesterday, they know what they're dealing with. And they looking at us like, don't worry about them. They're not going to handle the longevity of all these land cases coming because they ain't got the money, they ain't got the people that can help them, they ain't got nothing. Don't worry about them. Holiness is going to work. And the courts are all of it. That's all I can say. So, this takes a lot of planning, but I have one cheat sheet to kind of put everybody on a track Yeah? Because when you talk about genealogy, it says, well, in order to get your land back, you gotta know genealogy. If I was to show you my genealogy, you wouldn't even understand it. And the courts won't understand it either. Put your genealogy in an affidavit form. From you all the way to the time of the Mahele. Then you're gonna know you're somebody. Then once you start understanding the case laws, yeah, then you understand what your responsibilities are. Now, not only the case laws, but understanding the indices awards, the Border Commission to Kauaula Land Titles in the Hawaiian Kingdom. What I understood was when your name was placed in this book, yeah, it was quieted. Who will come out? Who will come out? Your probates. Look at your probates. If your probate open, trust me, I've seen these things happen. They're using those probates because nobody home on the property. Property is all abandoned. Yeah? They're using all these open probates because they're claiming that they own it. But it's an open probate. How can they own it if the probate's still open?
Yep.
They're using those probates for collateral at the bank. They're using your Kapuna's name so they can get loans from the bank. The investors are, the land companies are. They're using the name of your heir, yeah? So they can do an investment to subdivide these lands and turn these lands into luxury homes. The probates. How many of you still have your probates or know that you have probates? Kana, right? Iolani, yeah?
That's
You
all.
get your probate. Close to probate.
Yep.
Things may change. Whatever happened back that time with the Privy Council of 1850 or the determination that they did, that's another pilikia you're going to have to deal with. But what I'm saying, brother, is the Makila is here to help the Alii now. Because something, whatever happened in the past, that's the past. We got to think about the future. And the more we get educated about understanding these things and going directly to approach the situation, if we don't, we're always going to be spinning, still wondering where we need to go. But if you understand it clearly, then do what you need to do. Put your affidavits together, then you're going to start seeing things open up. And why I say put your affidavits together is because if you got to do the research, you got to find, okay, I got to go to the Bureau of Conveyance, I got to go to the archives, I got to go do this, I got to do that. Why? Because I'm looking for my great-great-great-grandmother. They will come. And when you read those documents, that will point you in the direction that you need to go. You're not going to be blind anymore. You're going to be open. You're going to be awake. You're going to understand what your responsibilities are. You're going to understand that you are interrelated by blood, by that individual of all this. Some may take months. Some of you may have the pala in your house already.
Look in the Bible.
Yeah, open the book to